Our today's hero is not a typical representative of his weight class. Possessing phenomenal strength and always ready for the challenge in a fight, he smashes his opponents with the coolness of a samurai, continuing to set records and crushing his opponents in incredible series, smashing their bodies with a hail of powerful, unstoppable punches, sending them into brutal knockouts, leaving no chance of victory, each time demonstrating superior technique combined with monster power. Boasting a winning streak of 25 fights, 22 of which did not even go to a judge's decision, his reign only continues to strengthen, encouraging him to seek new challenges to his skills and solidify his legacy. The brightest star of modern boxing, a unique representative of the sport from the land of the rising sun. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's go. Meet Naoya Inoue, a 30-year-old Japanese native born on April 10, 1993 in the city of Zama near Tokyo. Naoya's father, Shingo, a former boxer, decided to instill a love for the sport in his sons. The family also has a younger son, Takumo, who is also a boxer. His father trained his sons from childhood, and in addition to basic boxing training, the training included a huge range of functional exercises, as well as preparing the mental state of his sons before fights. Being an example of hard work rather than naked talent, he became a star of modern boxing. He is a 4-division champion. He is also the winner of many awards from The Ring magazine, such as Fight of the Year and Knockout of the Year, the holder of the honorary leadership of the rating Best Boxer regardless of weight category, according to this version. Remaining the reigning champion at several weight classes, he continues his victorious march in an unusually brutal manner and as if he is one step ahead of his opponents. Meeting new challenges, declassifying champions, and destroying challengers, he demonstrates boxing on a completely new level, mesmerizing all fans of the sport. Let's take a look at the highlights of his career and get to know this Japanese monster better. Inoue's amateur career was quite successful. He even won a bronze medal at the Asian Youth Boxing Championship. But the main achievement in amateur boxing characterized his style of fighting were 75 victories, 48 of which were obtained by knockout. Such an uncharacteristic for amateur manner of fighting led to the fact that in 2012, Naoya decides to move to professional boxing. Having gone to the camp of professionals, he began his victorious march. His first victim was a Filipino who was also knocked out in the 4th round. In the 4th fight, he won the Japanese title in dominant fashion against Ryoichi Taguchi. Though the fight spilled the entire distance this time, it looked like a masterclass from the challenger, showing his incredible dominance. The monster outboxed the reigning champion with ease, showing not only top-notch boxing skills, but also direct intentions to stop at nothing in his path. In his 5th fight, an Asian champion was added to Naoya's piggy bank. In April 2014, Inoue, with a record of only 5 wins in the pros, already fought for his first WBC flyweight title. The opponent was Adrian Hernandez, a native of Mexico with a much longer career. However, it didn't cause the Japanese to doubt his skills one bit. Having proven himself in previous fights, he came into the fight as a favorite according to bookmakers, but the way he showed himself during the performance itself exceeded all the expectations of the audience. For 5 rounds, he destroyed Hernandez, leaving him no chance to succeed, relentlessly pressed and pounded his opponent's body with a tight series of punches, forcing him to keep his defense crumbling under the hail of blows. The Mexican's rare counterattacks were also unsuccessful, as Naoya read them with ease and did more damage as the final round approached. The fight ended at the end of the 6th round, a crushing series of punches from the Japanese, which ended with a right-side punch that sent Hernandez to the canvas. Unable to find the strength to get up, the Mexican was defeated by technical knockout, and the fight ended in favor of the Japanese monster. Thus, at the age of 20, Naoya Inoue won his first title in professional boxing. The next significant moment of his career was in the fight for the title of champion in the 2nd flyweight category under the WBO version. Opposing the Japanese monster was Argentine boxer Omar Narvaez. At that time, it was the most experienced and serious opponent for Naoya in the pros. The Argentinian, who had a record of 43-1, had not lost for the last 3 years. However, that didn't matter much to the challenger. In his usual manner, the monster smashed the champion and showed the difference in the level of boxing. The first round was entirely in favor of the Japanese boxer. During all 3 minutes, he, without leaving any chances, declassified Narvaez, inflicting enormous damage with powerful punches. In the second round, the picture did not change, and in the last minute of the round, the fight was over. Naoya landed a lightning-fast series of punches, hitting the champion in the head with a right-side punch that knocked him down, and immediately afterward, he consolidated his success by finishing his opponent with a hook to the liver. This confidently won bout also brought Naoya a record. He became the first boxer to hold titles in 2 weights. For the shortest series of fights, it took him only 8 fights. The record was held by the Japanese for almost 2 years and was broken only in 2016 by Vasyl Lomachenko. He needed 7 victories to do this. Further, in this weight in the period from 2015 to 2017, the Japanese will go on to hold 7 successful title defenses, 6 of which did not reach the judge's decision. In 2018, Inoue, having found no new challenges for himself in the super flyweight division, moved to bantamweight. The first fight he faced was in February of that year against British boxer Jamie McDonnell, who was the champion at the time and was making his 7th title defense. McDonnell himself was also originally going to move up in weight, but seeing Inoue as a worthy challenge, he agreed to the fight. However, such selfless bravery didn't end well for him that night. In the first round, he was subjected to the monster's powerful pressure, which even his superior size could not save him from. In the middle of a 3-minute stretch, Inoue shocked the Brit with an unexpected left hook to the head, immediately backed up by a series of punches and finished with a left blow to the body. After finding the strength to rise heroically, McDonnell felt another relentless series of non-stop attacks, once again going to the canvas. The referee stopped the fight and the Japanese monster won by technical knockout, winning the title in a new weight class. This time, the fight didn't even last 2 minutes. The Japanese took part in the World Boxing Super Series, the essence of which is to find the strongest among the top 8 boxers in the bantamweight division. The first opponent for the Japanese in this tournament was the Dominican Juan Carlos Payano. The fight went under the dictation and cold-blooded calculation of the Japanese, who landed a clean and tight punch to the head of his opponent, sending him to the canvas. Thus, at 70 seconds of the fight, the Dominican went into a deep knockout, and Monster advanced to the semifinals of the Super Series. In the semifinals, Inoue faced his main rival on the road in that series, Puerto Rican native Emmanuel Rodriguez. Rodriguez was the reigning IBF world champion at the time, and despite his solid accomplishments, was considered an underdog in the upcoming fight. He himself stated at press conferences that he would be the first to do the impossible and force Inoue to retreat. The fight started under the dictation of the Puerto Rican. He tried to impose his pace as much as possible, and in the first round, he even partially succeeded. There was a fairly successful control of the center of the ring and a series of successful attacks at the ropes. However, it was not possible to keep the advantage, and already in the second round, Inoue scored a technical knockout after 3 knockdowns in a row and advanced to the finals of his tournament. Being a 4-time champion, he was incredibly intrigued by the upcoming fight and realized the danger that the Japanese monster possesses. Therefore, he chose the tactics of maximum pressure, and it even brought visible results at the beginning of the fight. In the second round, Inoue had a cut above the right eye, which, as it turned out later, led to the most severe injury to the face, a fracture of the orbital bone. Even so, the Japanese continued to utilize his masterful movement and footwork skills, which helped him regain his footing by the 5th round and finally deliver a devastating series of punches that nearly ended the fight. However, Nonito was saved by the gong. By the 9th round, Inoue's condition began to be affected by a straight right jab successfully delivered by his opponent. The response from the monster was his crowning blow to the liver, which was connected in the 10th round and led to a heavy knockdown during another series of attacks. However, the Filipino, showing the greatest willpower, got up and brought the fight to the judge's decision, fighting back from the last strength but not giving up. The judge's decision awarded the victory to Naoya Inoue, and as a true Japanese, he treated his opponent with the greatest respect. Donaire said that despite the defeat, he was happy with the result and felt like he was fighting a younger version of himself. The Ring magazine awarded this fight the Fight of the Year award, as well as the winner, Inoue, won the $10 million prize and the Muhammad Ali trophy. After winning the World Boxing Super Series, Inoue made 3 title defenses against former title challenger Jason Maloney from Australia, Michael Dasmariñas from the Philippines, and Aaron Depayan from Thailand. Having met no serious resistance in any of the past fights, and having won all victories by knockout, he decided to finally consolidate his success in this weight class by rematching with Donaire. The rematch took place in June 2022, and this time the Filipino veteran achieved it. He lacked a victory over the IBF champion. This champion turned out to be Paul Butler, a boxer of British origin nicknamed Baby-Faced Assassin. According to analysts, the clear favorite in this fight was Inoue. The fight was held in the homeland of the Japanese that helped him to act as relaxed as possible and simply defeat the British champion. The fight ended in the monster's characteristic manner. He smashed the opponent's body, which led to a stoppage and a technical knockout. Having evaluated the judges' scorecards for this fight, one can realize that the fight was a mockery of Butler. According to its results, the score of significant punches was 151-38 in favor of the Japanese. Also, all judges gave a unanimous victory to the monster. The score was 190, so no willpower or lack could not save the Briton that night. With the victory, Inoue once again expressed his desire to move up a weight class. He shared this desire in his post-fight interview, saying that it was an honor for him to be the undisputed champion, but his next goal was to become a champion in the super bantamweight category. Thus, after becoming the first Japanese to hold this prestigious title, as well as the first to capture all wins over champions by knockout, Inoue left all of his existing three. The next opponent of the Japanese in the new weight class became known. The opponent was Stephen Fulton, an American boxer born in Philadelphia. In the eyes of experts and analysts of boxing, Fulton, though, remained an underdog, but still had an advantage in size. Also quite usual in his career were upsets. Before the fight with the Japanese, he faced 9 undefeated boxers, and none of them managed to defeat him. But it was also not the first time Inoue faced a bigger opponent in his career. The confrontation took place in the inherently spectacular manner of boxers. In the second round, Inoue began to press more and more successfully and delivered his brutal series, one of which broke Fulton's nose, but the fight was not stopped. In the 6th round, Fulton finally chose the tactics of counterattack from long range, while Naoya began to attack more actively and showed his desire to finish the fight early. The 8th round was the last round of the fight, and Inoue finished the fight with a classic 2 punches, one to the body and the other to the head. The judges' scorecards also once again confirmed the monster's dominant style with a 114-47 scoreline. The next announced opponent for the Japanese monster is WBC and WBO champion Marlon Tapales from the Philippines. The result of the fight will be the unification of 5 belts in the second bantamweight division: WBO, WBC, WBA, IBF, as well as the vacant belt according to The Ring. If he wins, it will be another incredible achievement for the Japanese monster. He is already actively preparing for the upcoming fight, so we are expecting another beautiful fight in which the skills of Naoya Inoue will not leave anyone indifferent. Keeping a cold calculation and not wasting any energy on external irritants, Inoue Naoya remains an undefeated champion and a boxer of the highest class. In the age of digital technology, trash-talking at press conferences, and actively clogging social media space, the Japanese monster remains true to his conservative upbringing. He doesn't scare his opponents with fables about his power on the internet. His fame as a ruthless knockout artist precedes him. Doesn't live a luxury lifestyle, pursuing his career not for money and fame, but to build his legacy, etching his victories into the history of modern boxing. Without losing focus, continues to sweep the next division, giving us an unforgettable spectacle to all lovers of gentleman's sport, His Majesty Boxing. Defeating his opponents, regardless of their achievements and titles, Inoue demonstrates by his example the well-known saying, "A samurai has no goal, only path." Thanks for watching, bye, and don't forget to like the video.